This is a Celebration.com review of the Moto Q9. The Motorola Q9 comes with a couple little features here that I'm going to show you before we move on to the actual phone. First, you can see that there is a micro USB to USB data sync cable used for charging and for data sync purposes. Next, with that micro USB cable, there's also a headset that goes with the phone. The phone doesn't feature a 2.5 or 3.5 millimeter connection, so you'll need that if you want to listen to any audio or any other type of music. Finally, we have the AC adapter that comes with the device. Again, it's going to have that same end on it with that micro USB adapter. And then there's just the manuals in here. A nice little added bonus here, 512 megabit micro SD card. Comes with the device as well. Now let's move on to the actual Motorola Q9 itself. As far as the actual size of this device goes, if I put it up against the HTC Touch here, you can see it's a very small device. Maybe against the M700 here. It's not even as thick as the M700. So it's actually a pretty thin device. Has pretty good thickness on it, as you would expect from a QWERTY-style keyboard on the front of a phone. I'm going to go ahead and just push the down arrow here so I can turn the phone on itself. Get out of my opera settings there. You can see it actually has a pretty nice form factor to the phone itself. The screen on the device isn't too bad. It is a QVGA screen, but it actually has a pretty good backlight on it. It doesn't do too much justice using my Titan II here to film this review, but it actually does have a pretty good screen resolution on the phone itself. It is running a 2-inch TFT color display at 240 by 320 pixels. If we look down here, you can see it is a full QWERTY keyboard. Then we have some of our little shortcuts here. Obviously, you can launch the World Wide Web here. You have your home key. And then we also have our soft keys already programmed. Here's your start button here. Push that. It's going to pop up your start menu. Push it again, kind of go through the start menus. You can see it actually accesses all of the functions pretty quickly. Right over here, I can get into my MMS messages or my Outlook. Because it does run Windows Mobile 6.0, you can use your POP or IMAP. You can use a Microsoft Exchange server, including Exchange 2007, which is very nice to have on the phone. It does not have a touch screen, so you're not going to be able to use the touch screen. That's kind of where this side feature comes in here. Aside from adjusting your volumes, you can obviously go through. You can see there, I'm pushing down, I'm going through different features. And there's a select button there as well. And then I got my button right here, which is bringing me into my MMS right now. Nice part about Windows Mobile 6 devices and Motorola devices is you can program a lot of the soft keys yourself, gives you a little bit more usability. On the bottom of this device here, you see there's the USB cable for data syncing and for charging purposes. And then on the back of the phone here, we got a 2-megapixel camera. The pictures are okay on the camera. There's a little bit of undertone, sometimes gray, sometimes yellow, depending whether or not you're indoor or outdoors. But it's actually not too bad. And right here we actually have the slot for, it's a little hard to see, but there's a slot for your actual memory card. The phone itself does feature 256 megabytes of flash and 96 megabytes of RAM. One problem I had with the device is it only supports the 2100 UMTS signal, which means you're not going to be able to use it on US networks for 3G access. You can still use Edge, and the Edge is actually pretty fast. But if you want to use the UMTS 2100 megahertz, your best bet is going to wait for T-Mobile to reach their 2100 megahertz frequencies. But it is a quad band device, so you can use it on Singular, AT&T, T-Mobile in the US, Rogers and Fido in Canada, or any other GSM networks that support the 850, the 900, the 1800, and the 1900 frequencies. As far as playback, it actually has pretty good sound playback. It supports a wide variety of different types of file types, including AAC, EAC+, WAVE, MIDI, MP3, MWA, AMR-WB, and AMR-NB. And then with your video playback, you can actually use the MPEG-4 with the H.263 or MWV with H.264 decode options. It supports an XHTML browser. You can open up your BlackBerry Connect from the device. You can view different attachments from Windows, including Microsoft Word, things of that nature. So you actually have a little bit more usability on the device than some of the past Motorola devices I've taken a look at. If you're in UMTS, your use time is about 260 minutes with a 480-hour standby. And if you're in GSM, you're looking at 390 minutes of talk. It's about 385 hours of GSM standby time. The dimensions are 118 millimeters by 67 millimeters by 11.8 millimeters with a weight of 134. So it's not that heavy of a device. It's not that wide of a device. It will support up to 2 gigabytes of micro SD storage. It does not have SDHC capacity at this point. It also does feature an integrated Class 2 Bluetooth with A2DP and AVR-CP stereo, so you can use a stereo Bluetooth headset on it, as well as MMS and SMS messaging and instant messaging and Windows Pocket Outlook. So there are a lot of different features on this device. I would have liked to see the Wireless G offer more of a little bit streamlined HSDPA, perhaps the tri-band UMTS HSDPA like we see on the HTC Advantage, some of the other devices out there. But the Edge network, like I said, moves along fairly quickly. It comes with Opera Browser installed, attachment viewer for editor, voice recognition software, file manager, voice notes. It does have VPN capability and antivirus protection on the device. And it's available in French, US English, Spanish, Dutch, Swedish, German, Czech, Italian, UK English, Hungarian, and Portuguese, I believe, are the main ones that it supports. So if you're looking for an overall device for maybe for your corporate email, it's a great device. If you need to browse a little bit more, you may want to look at a wireless 3G device. I'm sure we'll see a Motorola device of this caliber with the Q series coming out with HSDPA for the US in the future. You get video capture and playback at 30 frames per second. And that's just a quick overview. I'm going to be posting a full review of the Motorola Q9 at Celebration.com, so make sure to check it out. Thank you.